Hey Leo, happy birthday. Welcome to your season. Welcome to August. If you're new here, I'm Timil. I'm the founder of Overflow. We have some frankincense and myrrh going to kind of open this session of channeling. You're the first up. I'm Timil. Sorry, distracted. And every month I channel messages for the collective, the Overflow community at large, which is you. Then we go deeper inside of the sanctuary, which is our private membership space for communion with yourself and other soul family. So if these messages resonate, we definitely invite you to come into that space. We gather live once a month as a community, and we also gather monthly for a mindful movement session led by our resident wellness coach, Ashley Nelson. When you join, you get access to all 12 of the messages that I channel every month. So really help you better process and integrate all of the information and the instructions and the wisdom that we gain every month with this guidance from Spirit. So let's get started. We're using the Colette Baron Reed Enchanted Map Oracle deck. So bottom of the deck is education. It was weird the way that I talked about like the wisdom and the lessons, because I don't ever say that. And you know that if like you usually watch my little disclaimer that I give, or disclosure and invitation. So there is some type of like growing up that's happening. Obviously you're celebrating your solar return. What have you learned, right? What have you learned, and what is there left for you to learn? And do you want to learn that in a more formal way? I love this card. It's the first card, but it's the Bone Collector. And I love that you're getting this in your season, because it is about wisdom. It is crone energy, and it is also a celebration of how far you've come, but also like an acknowledgement like the best is actually yet to come. Like, it's so good. And your challenge though for the month is deep freeze, which you want to be out and about. You want to celebrate yourself. You want to be celebrated. But maybe that's just how you feel on the inside, and you just actually can't muster up the energy, or you're not really happy with like who you have to celebrate with, or maybe it's a situation where you're having to actually celebrate yourself, and you're used to potentially other people doing that, and that's not a thing right now. So, I don't know. Let's see. I think as you're doing some assessment, you're realizing some things that you're not fully satisfied with or happy with. But you don't have to rush to fix all of those things. And so the wisdom of the Bone Collector should help you here, or encourage you some. So let's start with that before we get into your challenge for the month. You are whole and have everything you need within. When the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with the situation that reminds us of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. No matter what your question, the Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding, and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. And I know we did some heart healing last month. If you did not watch that, there was like a really powerful energy transmission that came through for you, Leo. And there is a call, especially with starting your season with the full moon in Aquarius, which is the energy that I'm recording this reading under, to release some old stories and to expand your identity, expand the idea of who you are. Okay, so your challenge. Nothing you do right now will amount to anything substantial, no matter how much you push, try, manipulate, or cajole. Life wants you to take a break. You need to do this now, lest you become exhausted and forced to rest. What you need will be there for you when you emerge in the springtime. For now, winter has its own ideas for you. Wait for signs of spring. And before we head into the sanctuary, I did kind of feel like some burnout, but this feels emotional and it feels a little bit more like depression. So, or what we would associate as, a depressed state. It is this emotional release that needs to happen, and there's a lot of ruminating that's going on. Be mindful of sitting and wallowing in suffering versus releasing. So there needs to be almost like an offloading of these mental stories, and just getting them out, whether that's through journaling or what have you, but also a letting go and a surrendering of old narratives or old ideas about relationships and what it looks like for you to be autonomous and not codependent and in healthy relationships, not ones where somebody is catering to your every whim, your every need, like your everything. What does it look like for you to take care of yourself now? And this is what you're learning. I love you. Let's get into your reading.